Good morning, Central Middle School. I have some new books I'd like to go over with you, some new arrivals for December. Maybe you can stock up and have some good reading for the holidays. Maybe we'll get a snow day soon and you'll have something good to read. We have lots of humor in the new arrivals with books 2, 3, 5, 6, and 7 of the James Patterson Middle School, The Worst Years of My Life series. So if you like Patterson's humor, and he uses a lot of text and pictures, then you'll definitely want to come in and check out the additions to that collection. And then here we have a nonfiction book also about surviving middle school, navigating the halls, riding the social roller coaster, and unmasking the real you. And I took a look at some of the passages earlier today, comparing as for melted butter only. This is from the table of contents. Is middle school the Titanic? No, but here's an iceberg to think about. Teachers are Homo sapiens too. That should be interesting. Parents are really, really vastly overgrown middle school students and other fun things. So that is a nonfiction edition, maybe a companion to the Middle School, The Worst Years of My Life, Patterson books. This book is called Ted and Me, a baseball card adventure by Dan Goodman. And someone had requested I order this. I'm sorry, I don't remember who. So hopefully you're watching and you can come in and get this edition or this request. This is a special collector's edition book, A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness. This has been made into a movie. It's beautifully illustrated. And it's one of those books that I don't know how long it'll last. It's very heavy. It has very gilt-like printed pages. But if you are into seeing this movie, and it's got some pictures from the movie in the back, you'll want to come in and check out and look at this beautiful book. This book is called Dear Poppy, and I'm just going to read a little bit from the back. I stare at the letter, holding the paper between my fingers as if it were made of glass. I don't know how this is possible, but somehow it is. Maybe all the years I spent wishing and praying and asking for a sign finally worked, because if this isn't a sign, I don't know what is. This is a letter to me, and it's from my mother. And this girl is struggling because her mother has died. Her father's raising her and her older brother. And then she gets this letter from her mother. So kind of curious to see how that happened and what's going on. This one is called Trouble the Water, and it's about a dog. Lots of books with dog characters and themes in these new arrivals. There's an old yellow dog wandering around town, and you can bet that 11-year-old Callie, fearless, a little stubborn, and a lot nosy, is going to figure out who he belongs to. And so this is a historical fiction novel, and it deals with segregation. And what happens is she is friends with a white boy that's the same age, and they live in a very segregated town. And the dog quest brings them closer, and there's some things going on with other kids, and so there's history to see in this book, and it looks very heartwarming as well. This one is called Truth or Dare: 5 Girls, 1 Summer Mini Secrets. So this looks like a typical chick book. Leah's 4 best friends have always been there for her in good times and bad. It's thanks to the loyal, supportive friendship of Marley, Abby, Michaela, and Jules that Leah's doing okay after her mom dies in a car crash. But then it's 7th grade. She comes back after summer. All the friends have changed. They're fighting. There's drama. And so it's a touching coming-of-age story that deals with friends and growing up and all of those issues that everyone deals with at that time of period. This is cute. The Capybara Conspiracy, a novel in 3 acts. So these girls are mad that sports seem to get all the coverage in the school, and if you're in the drama club or other clubs, it seems like you're reduced to the leftovers in the basement of the school. And so they hatch this plan to steal the capybara, which is a beloved mascot. right before the school's pep rally and claim a reward. And so this is just a comedic look at school and everything that goes on. Here's another one of those dog books. This is called The Dog, Ray. And Daisy, age 12, has died her swift death in a car accident. She finds herself in the afterworld, which resembles nothing more than a job center. Her soul is being returned to Earth, but not as a human being. She's returning as a dog who is determined to get back to her parents and her home. So this is looks like it would be very heartwarming. And then we have Downside Up. Has a dog on the cover as well. And this is a 6th grader reeling from the loss of his dog Casey. He walks home. He bounces Casey's tennis ball. It goes through a sewer gate. He goes down. He finds another world where everyone's happy. Casey the dog is there, but there's a little more to it than that. And his sister ends up, and the stakes rise, ends up down there with him. So this is a little fantasy book. And then here's a nonfiction biography, Ronda Rousey. So I know she will be fighting for the title again on December 30th. You can watch that fight at Buffalo Wild Wings, but you can read all about her here before you watch that. So a new biography. And then we have Watched. Someone is always watching. And this is a book about Naeem. He is an immigrant living in Queens. His family are Muslims, and they always feel like they're under scrutiny and surveillance. And so this is kind of a look into what it's like to be living as a Muslim in America right now. And then we have Still a Work in Progress. And I put a note on here to remind myself, this is by the same author as See You at Harry's. And I don't remember if that was last year or the year before that was an award book. And it was one of those tearjerker books that feel good and sad at the same time. So if you liked the work of Joe Knowles, who writes See You at Harry's, you want to look at this book, Still a Work in Progress. Another one of those great books by Joe Knowles. So it heartwarming, coming of age, learning about yourself, kind of books. Then we have Project Unpopular. This one looked kind of cute. Perry and her best friend Venice are excited to be yearbook photographers, but the person in charge of yearbook gives her a list of the popular kids, and those are the only kids she wants pictures of in the yearbook, and she wants them to look perfect yet candid. And so these friends feel like that's not really fair, that everyone should be in the yearbook. And so they go through all these things throughout the year fighting back. And it's time to decide what's more important, fitting in or standing out. I like that. I'm trying to hurry. I don't have much time left. Click here to start a novel. And this is a kid that plays video games and all the time. And his uncle bequeaths him his treasure. And he finds out it's a real life escape the room game. And they feel like if they can, he and his friends can go through all of these riddles and solve these problems, that there is maybe a real treasure from the Japanese American unit that served in World War II with real gold and jewels. So that looks suspenseful. The Truth About Leftovers. And this is a girl who, her parents have gone through a bad divorce, and she wants to win the Southern Living Cook-Off. And I like at the end, the author intertwines heartache, humor, and hope in a novel about navigating blended families, following your passion, and celebrating who you are. So this is about divorce, dealing with new stepdads, stepmoms, step siblings, and how everything goes with that. And last, Lucky Strike by Louis Bayard. Her mom dies, the dad's out of the picture, she's in charge of her brother and sister. They're trying not to go into foster care, and they find a hobo to help them emulate what a dad, their dad, so they don't get caught, and try to keep the business going. So I'm about out of time. I hope you'll come in and check out these new arrivals. Have a great December, CMS.